So, I'm going to talk about Santa Claus of Sweden, or Tomten as we call him. Tomten. Tomten is from Sweden, you know. If you don't believe me, you have the possibility to change your mind, because every year more than 8 million letters comes to Santa Claus or Tomten in Sweden. And if you consider that Sweden has a population of a little more than 9 million people in total, 8 million letters from children is showing that this is from the whole world. They believe that Santa Claus lives in Sweden, so it must be true. Another proof is that a lot of these 8 million people's children, when they're writing, they put their name and post address on the letter, because they want to tell Santa Claus where they are, so he can find them easily. And every one of them who has this address, those letters goes to a special place in Sweden, a little secret, and all of them get a letter back from Santa Claus, with even a little Christmas present in. Who sent it, I don't know, but I think you can figure out who's sending these lots of letters back to the children. So, about Tomten, where it comes from, at the beginning. Tomten is when you register an area, residential area, where you build your house and put on the fence. In Sweden we call it tomt. And of course, if you have a tomt in a house, you have 1, 2 or 3 different tomtar who lives there. And from the beginning, we talk now before Christianity, long time ago, it actually wasn't any tomte who came with present to children, but they did indeed come with present on Christmas. Not the Christianity thing, but we had other sort of religion in those days, other gods we believed in. And it was actually a goat, what we call Christmas goat, the julbock, as we say in Sweden, who came with a present to the door. And sometimes even the fathers, probably in the family, went out and tried to dress himself like a goat and come with a present. I don't know what that looked like, but it probably was funny looking. Anyway, this, what we call tomte, at those days it was a little gnome. And you know, many of you have heard of garden gnome. They put in gardens even today. A little garden gnome who looks like a Santa Claus, maybe like this, and he has a job to protect the garden, the house, the family. And in those days, a long time ago, they believed that these gnomes or tomtar were actually living in the houses, and they believed it strictly. And the gnomes worked, what they did, they made a happy house, a farm. In those days everyone was farmer. They were a lucky farmer or an unlucky farm, and they took care of the animals. And they see if you as a human didn't treat the animal in the right way, they brought unhappiness to the house. Also what you did, you have nice language and things, they checked everything. And sometimes if you look to a window or wall or something, you can see something in your eyes here glimmering there, a little bit or there. Probably some doctor will say it's some bubbles on the retina or something, but we know it is a gnome looking at you. And it was absolutely forbidden to look for that place, because if you saw a gnome in the eyes, you died immediately. So don't look for them, they look for you. Just don't care about it. And they checked well. It was so believing that even sometimes if someone in the kitchen dropped boiling water on the floor, it will go through the floor down to the basement. And they're shouting really warnings, because maybe there was a gnome right under there, and he will got boiling water on him, he will get burned, and he will get angry. And he may burn out the house or something. So they were very respectful for gnomes. And even when Christianity came, they made laws against how to protect from gnomes and how to push them, because they say the gnomes were together with the devil. It was no good, they have to get away. They didn't belong to Christianity. But they survived. And this goes on all the way until the middle of 1880 or something. There were a lady who needed to do a job to make a living. So, and she was a painter. So she started to paint these gnomes in a natural environment. And they grow a little more. They became like half a meter or something. I can show you a picture if you can see like that. That's a picture from this lady, Jenny Nyström, her name was. And she painting them like she saw them. They will have a red hat, have a big beard, pretty old, little bit fat, and a little bigger. So there this started, and suddenly this tomte became reality. And I think it was easy for the father in the family to dress like this than to dress like a goat. So tomten, so to speak, took over the role as provider of presents by Christmas. So from that day, you have seen it on maybe Walt Disney, and most of the world today has this Santa Claus that really comes from Jenny Nyström and Sweden. And this was all for today from Tomten. Bye!